Hey guys, so today we're checking out the RedRock 4x4 axle back system with black tips, fitting all 2018 and newer 3.6 liter JL Wranglers. So if you're in search of an upgrade to your factory exhaust, if you're looking to liven it up or get some better styling and even some better performance, this is going to be a great choice to take a look into. So starting off with sound, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being completely stock and 5 being incredibly loud. Now this is going to keep it pretty quiet, however it does get a little bit louder than the factory exhaust, and it is going to deepen that tone, giving you a more aggressive tone out of your exhaust note. As far as interior cab noise is concerned, you're really not going to hear it unless you get on the pedal, and you may hear it at a downshift, but it is going to be pretty quiet. Now I do really like that. It gives you some more comfort inside the cab area. There's not going to be really any drone at all, but you are able to hear it when you get on the pedal. Perfect for you guys out there that want to hear it from time to time, but don't want something that is completely overbearing. With the increase in sound, you'll also get an increase in performance, considering that this has mandrel bent tubing, and it's also going to have a less restrictive muffler, perfect for better airflow and better performance in those higher RPM ranges. Now the big thing here is the fact that this is going to give you some better styling to the rear end of your Wrangler, and also help you out with a little bit of clearance, considering that the factory exhaust was a lot bigger than this one mounted up. Now this is going to have that black powder coat finish on top, perfect for you guys out there that are a fan of that blacked out look, and the dual tip is going to give a lot of aggressive styling to the rear end of the JL. Now with all of that being said, this is also going to be pretty affordable for an axle back system at roughly $300. Now in comparison to some other options on the page, other choices may have a different outlet system. They may be a single outlet, or there's going to be high clearance options for more of the off-roaders who don't want a muffler hanging below their Jeep at all for departure angles. Now with this, there's going to be a lot of styling here, and this is also going to be made of some high quality materials. Now this will be a 409 stainless steel material, which will be a bump up from some of the aluminized steel options that are a little bit less expensive. However, this is going to be right in the middle, saving you a couple bucks in comparison to a 304 stainless steel option. So overall, if you are looking for that middle ground, you're looking for a good quality construction, a great look to the back of your Jeep, as well as some pretty awesome styling and sound, then this is going to be a great choice to take a look into. Now install is actually going to be pretty easy. I'm going to give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Now it will take you about 2 hours to get the job done, and some very basic hand tools to do it. So speaking of that install, let me run you through that right now. The tools that I used for my install were an impact wrench, an extension, a ratchet, a 15mm and 13mm socket, 13mm ratcheting wrench, PB blaster, and an exhaust hanger removal tool. So our first step to this install is to remove our hangers. Now you can remove the exhaust from the isolators, however I find it a little bit easier to remove the whole hanger itself. So for this, you're going to need a 13mm ratcheting wrench and a 13mm socket. So first I'm going to start with the top bolt on our hanger here. I'm using a 13mm swivel socket and a 10-inch extension to clear our sway bar. Next, we can remove the bolt on the side. I'm going to use a 13mm ratcheting wrench for this. And it might be helpful to lift up on the exhaust or push up on the exhaust to thread that out. So then we can repeat that same thing on the other side. I'm going to start again with that top bolt. Now with the bolts removed, the hanger still should stay in place. considering this hook on the front, you just want to make sure that that's still kind of hanging on that frame bracket, and then we can loosen up our clamp. So then we can move back to our clamp that's holding our axle back on. I'm going to use a 15mm deep socket to loosen up the clamp. So now that the clamp is loose, what we can do is unhook those hangers from the frame bracket and wiggle our axle back off. So before we install our new exhaust system, I wanted to stop down and show you guys a comparison of our new system next to our factory system and show you all the benefits that you're gonna get out of this RedRock exhaust system. So right off the bat, you can tell that this is going to be completely different. It's going to give you some better styling, and it's also going to give you some better performance. Now, a brief overview of our factory exhaust system. As you can tell, this is going to have a big and bulky and restrictive muffler in the back. You're getting that standard and simple single outlet, and you're also on this piping that goes over the axle going to have a kink in the piping, which is going to cause a lot of restriction. Not to mention, this is going to be made of steel, so it's not going to last for the long run. Now, when moving over to our new option, this is going to be made of a 2.5-inch mandrel bent 409 stainless steel construction. So it is going to be that higher quality stainless steel that's going to last a pretty long time as long as you take care of it. It's also going to have a black powder coat finish on top. That's going to protect the stainless steel underneath, but what it's also going to do is give you a sleek and aggressive look to the back of your JL. Now, what I really like about this is that the muffler is going to be a lot smaller. So that's going to save you on clearance, giving you some more room to work with while you're out on the trail, regardless of the dual outlet that's there. And it's also going to be a low restriction turbo style muffler. Now, what that means is that it's going to have a lot less restriction than your factory setup. It's going to improve your sound as well as your performance. Not to mention, this is going to be a dual outlet exhaust, as you can see, compared to our factory one. So not only is this going to give a little bit of better airflow, but it's also going to look better mounted underneath your JL. Now, what I really like about this is that you're not getting that kink in the back. You're also getting a new clamp, so you don't have to swap over the factory one, and you're getting factory style hangers with a little nub on the end here to make sure that the exhaust is staying in place and not moving around, staying on the isolator while it's mounted underneath your Jeep. So enough about these two side by side. Let's go ahead and install our new exhaust system. So before we can mount up our new exhaust, we have to move over our isolators and our hangers. So what I'm going to do is hit this with a little bit of PB Blaster. You can use any lubricant to help it come off a little bit easier. Then what I'm going to do is take an exhaust hanger removal tool. You could also use a pry bar for this, or if you have enough lubricant, you could even pull it off by hand. They are pretty easy. We can put this down, grab the other one, and then swap those onto our new exhaust. Because it already has lubricant on it, it should zip on pretty easily. And then while we are here, what we can do is just pop this clamp on and head over to our Jeep. So what we can do now is take our new exhaust, place that on our existing exhaust system, and wiggle that in place. Should go on pretty easily. And there will be a cutout for that little notch that's already on the exhaust. Once that's on there, we can kind of line up our hangers. And again, you're gonna have that hook there that'll hook onto that frame bracket. You do that on both sides. Then we can grab our factory hardware and secure it down. So once they're both threaded in my hand, what we can do is tighten them up. I'm going to use the 13mm socket and ratcheting wrench that we used before. And since we have a little bit more room to work with, you could also just use the ratchet instead of this wrench here. And we can repeat that on the other side. And then last but not least, we can tighten down our clamp with our 15mm socket. So that's going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products just like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.